Hey Bub, today we got a how to play video for you for Plundering Pirates by HBH Games. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's go! The goal of Plundering Pirates by HBH Games is to acquire enough gold by plundering, fighting, and stealing from the other players in order to pay to have your booty completed. Doing this, you will pay 10 coins per letter to flip them over to the other side and complete each letter in any order you want. As soon as a player has all 5 letters in booty spelled out, they'll win the game. To start out, each player will take one of each of the 5 letters, place it in front of them with the pay 10 coins side up, have a central pile of gold easily accessible to everybody, as well as the deck of cards that everybody will use, and leave a discard pile next to it. Each player will take a recap card that shows all the steps of a turn, and then draw 10 cards from the top of the deck, and everybody is ready to begin. At the beginning of your turn, you will draw cards. So if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, you will only draw 1 card from the deck. If you have under 7 cards in your hand, you'll draw up to 7. Then a player will be able to play 2 Acts of Piracy cards. Those cards include Plunder, where you'll take 1 card from any player or the deck. Fight, which will initiate a fight between you and another player. The strongest number wins. We'll show you how to fight in a minute. You can raid, which is where everyone fights, which we'll show you in a second. Or do a mutiny, where you reveal the top card of the deck, each player reveals their strongest card, and the player that played this card chooses one of those cards, and all the rest are discarded. You can also do a slide deal, where you discard this card for 2 cards from any other player or the deck. If a player plays a fight card, they choose another player. That player will then play their own card, any card they have in their hand, that has a numerical value on it, from 9 to 1, 9 being the strongest, 1 being the weakest. And then the player that initiated the fight will play a card in response. Highest number wins. If it's a draw, as in both players play the same card, players go again, each playing a card until there is a clear winner in the round. A round consists of each player playing 1 card. Now, if the knife card is played, it's a trump card no matter what the numeric value is on it. And doing so, you automatically win the fight, unless the other player can play a knife card to counter your card. Then it ends in a draw. Once a winner has been determined for a fight, then the loser will lose their next turn, only being able to draw cards at the beginning of the turn as normal, but skipping the rest of the turn. If the loser happens to be the person currently taking their turn, then they continue with the rest of their turn, and they will skip their following turn. It should be noted that no player can lose 2 fights in a row. If another fight is initiated, that player will not be able to be chosen to fight and possibly lose 2 times in a row. A raid is conducted just like a fight, although everybody plays 1 card out after the raid has been played, and the higher number wins from the numerical values. Now, the difference is that the losers don't have to skip their turn. They have to pay 2 coins to whoever ends up being the winner of the raid. After a player has played their 2 acts of piracy, they get to go to the trade treasure cards for coins step. In this, you can play a multitude of cards, like chest of gold, bag of jewels, loot, or buried treasure, and they show you how many coins you'll get for how many cards you decide to discard and play. Say like chests of gold, let's say I had 3 chests of gold cards in my hand, I can cash them in for 9 coins. You know, if I had 4 loot cards, I could get 10 coins. Now, you can't mix and match these. They have to be of the same name when you cash them in order to get those cards. And they do have a limit on how many you can get. After that, players can pay coins to turn over booty cards. First one basically to get 50 coins and turn over all 5 of their coins wins. Now let's see this in action. It's the beginning of the game. I'm the first player. I'll take the first turn. I've got a couple plunder cards in my hand, a couple knives, no fight or mutiny cards, and 2 loots, a buried treasure, and a chest of gold. So it's the beginning of the game. I get to have 10 cards in my hand, so I get to draw 1 card from the deck for having over 7 cards in my hand. It's a chest of gold. Alright, so on to the acts of piracy. Well, since I can't start any fights, I'm going to go ahead and plunder to draw a card from the deck. Ooh, it's a mutiny card. I think I'm actually going to save this for later. I'm going to go ahead for my second act of mutiny, or second act of piracy. I'm going to go ahead and play my other plunder card, and I'll grab another card from the deck. It's another plunder. That'll help me out next turn. So now I can move on to the treasure phase. Let's see, I've got 2 loot cards. And I've got 2 chests of gold cards. I'm going to go ahead and cash in these 2 loot cards. And I see that I'll get 3 coins. So I'll go ahead and discard these. Grab my 3 coins. Put them on my side. And now you're supposed to be able to let everybody see how many coins you got, but you can obscure this. You can hide these by placing your cards over them or putting them behind the deck so the players can't see exactly how many coins you have. They don't need to know how rich your pirate is. But after this, I've cashed them in. I only have 3 coins, so I can't turn over any letters. So I'll go ahead and pass play to the next player. Looking through the other player's hand, it looks like he's got a couple plunders too, some slide deals, a knife, mutiny, loot, and chest of gold. So at the beginning of his turn, 10 cards in hand, which is more than 7, so he's going to draw 1. And he gets a fight card. Let's see. Let's go ahead and have him plunder to grab a card from the deck. Ooh, it's another fight card. That could come in handy. But I think this guy wants to do a slide deal. Doesn't want to fight. Doesn't have too many high cards for fighting right now. So he's going to go ahead and do a slide deal. Discard this card for 2 cards from any player or the deck. He's going to steal some cards from my hand. Discard the slide deal. He's going to take 2 cards from my hand. So that's 2 acts of piracy. So looking through his hand. Oh, he's got some chests of gold. We got a loot card and these fights. So he's going to move to his treasure phase. He's going to cash in these 2 chests of gold right here for 5 coins. Take the 5 from the pile. Ding. And then he doesn't have enough to buy any of his booty cards to flip them over. So he'll pass his turn back to me. Back to my turn. I have 7 cards in my hand, so I draw 1 card from the deck. And it's a loot card. Alright, I'll put that back here with all my treasure cards. Take my first act of piracy. I'm going to go ahead and I'll play a plunder. See exactly what I can get from the deck. Another loot card. Awesome. And now, for my second one, I'm going to go ahead and play this mutiny card. So everyone will play their strongest card, and the deck reveals the top card, and I'll get to choose one of those cards. All the rest are discarded. So I play mutiny. Let's go ahead and reveal the top card of the deck. It's a plunder. Show my strongest card, which is this knife right here. Their strongest card is the fight card, which is an 8. And then I get to choose between those 3 cards. I think I'm going to choose the fight card because I don't have any fights in my hand, and I'll be able to play it next turn. So I'll choose this, the one that I played, and the one on the top of the deck get discarded. And those are my 2 acts of mutiny. Now I move to my treasure phase, which I have 2 loot cards. I'll cash those in for 3 coins. And then move to the next phase where I can cash in coins to flip my cards, but I only have 6 coins total. Not enough to get me any of my letters. I now have 5 cards in my hand, so next turn I will fill up to 7 unless I actually end up playing some in a fight with the other opponent. And that's how you play Plundering Pirates. It's coming to Kickstarter. We hope you enjoyed our how to play video.